Myanmar's military has been accused of planting landmines in the path of Rohingya Muslims fleeing violence in western Rakhine State, with Amnesty International reporting that 2 people were wounded on Sunday. Refugees' accounts of the latest wave of violence in Rakhine have typically described shootings by soldiers and arson attacks on villages, but there are at least several cases that point to anti-personnel mines or other explosives as the cause of injuries on the border with Bangladesh, where 300,000 Rohingya have fled in the past 2 weeks. Reporters from Associated Press on the Bangladesh side of the border said they had seen an elderly woman with devastating leg wounds, one leg with the calf apparently blown off and the other also badly injured. Relatives said she had stepped on a landmine. The Rohingya are Muslims who live in majority Buddhist Myanmar. They are often described as the world's most persecuted minority. Nearly all of Myanmar's 1.1 million Rohingya live in the western coastal state of Rakhine. The government does not recognize them as citizens, effectively rendering them stateless. In 2012, deadly clashes with Buddhists in Rakhine caused 140,000 Rohingya to flee their homes. Many have since paid people smugglers to take them on dangerous sea voyages to Thailand, Malaysia and Indonesia, where they are often exploited. Extremist nationalist movements insist the group are illegal immigrants from Bangladesh, although the Rohingya say they are native to Rakhine State. Rights groups accuse Myanmar authorities of ethnic cleansing, systematically forcing Rohingya from the country through violence and persecution, a charge the government has denied. Thank you for your feedback. Myanmar has one of the few militaries, along with North Korea and Syria, which has openly used anti-personnel mines in recent years, according to Amnesty. An international treaty in 1997 outlawed their use. Lt. Col. Ariful Islam, the commanding officer of the Bangladesh border guard in Teknaf, said on Friday that he was aware of at least 3 Rohingya injured in explosions. Bangladeshi officials and Amnesty researchers believe new explosives have been recently planted, including one that the rights group said blew off a Bangladeshi farmer's leg and another that wounded a Rohingya man. Both incidents occurred on Sunday. It said at least 3 people, including 2 children, had been injured in the past week. It may not be landmines, but I know there have been isolated cases of Myanmar soldiers planting explosives 3 to 4 days ago, Ariful said on Friday. Myanmar's presidential spokesman, Zahate, did not answer phone calls seeking comment on Sunday. Myat Minot, a military spokesman, said he could not comment without talking to his superiors. A major at the border guard police headquarters in northern Mongda near the Bangladesh border also refused to comment. Amnesty said that based on interviews with witnesses and analysis by its own weapons experts, it believed there had been targeted use of landmines along a narrow stretch of the northwestern border of Rakhine State that is a crossing point for fleeing Rohingya. All indications point to the Myanmar security forces deliberately targeting locations that Rohingya refugees use as crossing points, Taruna Hassan, an Amnesty official, said in a statement on Sunday. This is a cruel and callous way of adding to the misery of people fleeing a systematic campaign of persecution. The violence and exodus began on the 25th of August when Rohingya insurgents attacked Myanmar police and paramilitary posts in what they said was an effort to protect their ethnic minority from persecution by the security forces in the majority Buddhist country. In response, the military unleashed what it called clearance operations to root out the insurgents. According to refugees, it has also targeted civilians with shootings and wholesale burning of villages in an apparent attempt to purge Rakhine State of Rohingya. Anti-Muslim rioting that erupted in Rakhine State in 2012 forced more than 100,000 Rohingya into displacement camps in Bangladesh, where many still live today. The Rohingya have faced decades of discrimination and persecution in Myanmar and are denied citizenship despite centuries-old roots in the Rakhine region. Myanmar denies they exist as an ethnic group and says those living in Rakhine are illegal migrants from Bangladesh.